friends, it is Sam, and today's video is going to be about why I went vegan. I got a comment from a lovely girl, I forgot her name, but on one of my recent previous videos, and she kind of asked why I went vegan. So I gave her like the short version of why I went vegan, but I thought I would just do a whole video on it since that's kind of like a main point of my channel, and I always think it's interesting to see how people transitioned into veganism or got to where they are now. So I'm gonna share my story. Okay, I have like notes on my phone so I didn't forget anything, so if I'm like looking down, then that is why. Alright, so before I was vegan, I was vegetarian for about like a year and a half-ish. I went vegetarian back in May of 2015, so it was about the time I graduated high school. I stopped eating meat because one of my friends had recently transitioned into veganism, and she had watched the documentary Earthlings, which I strongly recommend, and I will link down below if you have not watched it yet. And she told me to watch it, and so I was like, okay, because, you know, I'm all about staying woke and, you know, finding out what the truth is, so I was like, I'll watch it. It's about, like, factory farming and how poorly they treat and kill animals. If you did not know, that's what it's about. And so I watched it. I think I watched it over a course of 3 days, just because, first of all, I was kind of low on time, just because it was, like, the end of the year, and so I wanted sleep, and the only time I had to watch it was like at night, and also because it was very hard for me to watch. It just made me very sad, like thinking how people could treat animals like that, and it was very bloody, very gory, and I'm not good with that, so I was kind of going like this, or like looking through my fingers kind of like through most of the documentary, just because I'm not good with that, and it was just sickening to me. So if you are not good with blood like I am, maybe don't watch it, or I don't, it's so good, so like I do want people to watch it, but it's really hard to watch, which, I mean, it should be. It's literally people like killing and mistreating animals, but you know, it's good because it spreads the message of how bad factory farming is and how badly they treat the animals, and that most of the time they're not humanely killed, even though how can you really humanely kill something? So anyways, yeah, I started watching that documentary, and I got about half of the way, maybe 3/4 of the way through it, and I kind of had this like mindset in the back of my head that like I was gonna stop eating meat as soon as I finished the documentary. And although prior to that I really didn't eat that much meat, like red meat kind of made me sick, like it made me have real bad indigestion, like homegirl had to be near a toilet if I was gonna be eating a burger or something. So I would usually just eat like chicken rarely, but I already was buying like those Morningstar meatless chicken patties, like even before I stopped eating meat or anything like that. And I never really liked bacon, and just I really didn't eat that much meat. So anyways, yes, I had the mindset in the back of my mind that I was going to stop eating meat as soon as I finished the full documentary. I don't know why I was like afraid to commit halfway through. So it was my graduation night, and my family and I went out to eat to this really nice Italian restaurant, and I ordered chicken parmesan for some reason, just because like I'd never really been there, and I figured that'd be like a safe option to order. And I could not eat it. Like, even though I was thinking to myself like, oh, I'm gonna stop eating meat like after I watched the full thing, like I just kept getting the images of like the chickens being hung upside down and like the blood dripping off their throats, and just terrible, and so I literally couldn't eat it. So then, yeah, from then on I have not eaten meat, so it's been solid time since that. Alright, so while I was vegetarian, obviously, you know, since I was vegetarian, I still ate like dairy and eggs and stuff like that. I really didn't eat eggs that much, just because the thought of eggs always kind of grossed me out. Like, is it a dead baby chicken? Is it a chicken period? Like, well, I mean, I know now it's like a chicken period pretty much, but before I really knew anything, I don't know, it just was kind of gross. They always smelled weird. I didn't like handling them. The texture was just weird, so I never really ate eggs that much. And freshman year started, and I ate a lot of pizza and mac and cheese and like ice cream, because those are just the foods available, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, I usually ate pretty healthy before that, before going into college, but I don't know, you know, you were up late, you were drunk, you were just like with your friends, so you're bonding over food, and I did gain a little weight. The freshman 15 is real. Okay, maybe not 15, but definitely I did gain a little weight. It wasn't a huge deal, but yeah, I still ate dairy and stuff like that. When I was vegetarian, I wouldn't say I ate it like crazy amounts, but I still ate a fair amount of it. But whenever I would eat dairy, like ice cream or pizza or any dairy honestly in large amounts, I would get like so bloated and just like super crampy, and I was just like so uncomfortable, and I felt like kind of barfy, and I don't know why I didn't really make the connection between those symptoms and being lactose intolerant. But this was a little while before I went vegan, and my mom was like, I was telling my mom, I was like, you know, whenever I eat dairy, like I just feel really shitty, and she was like, you know, maybe you're lactose intolerant. And I was like, yes, I probably am. What the heck, Sam? Why did you literally not ever think of that ever? Like, it never crossed my mind. So yes, I would say I'm lactose intolerant. I know some people have it like really bad, where like they eat dairy and they gotta like shit like real bad, but I mean, mine's more mild, but still terrible. Also, like, there's no really need to eat dairy. It causes breakouts. It's not really good for you anyways. You can do more research on that. And also, the summer after my freshman year of college, I don't know what made me do it. Maybe just because it kind of kept coming across in my recommended videos or something, because I had been watching Stella Ray's videos. If you don't know who she is, she's a vegan YouTuber, and she used to make a lot more specifically vegan related videos. She still does a couple, but she does more like lifestyle videos as well. And so this was back when she was making a lot of videos specifically about veganism, vegan food, and things like that. So I was watching hers, and that kind of led me to watch more. So I remember watching like Mr. and Mrs. Vegan. I never really watched Freely because I just heard negative things about her. I really don't have an opinion because I don't know much about her. But I started watching a lot of vegan YouTube videos, you know, kind of like what I eat in a day, so like why veganism is healthy for you. And then this prompted me to do a crap load of research, like literally so much research on veganism. I love learning about new things, and this was just so interesting to me that I, like, every day I would be on the computer, like looking up articles on just going crazy, learning about like why it's good for your health, why it's better for the environment, and just things like that. I didn't watch Cowspiracy until after I went vegan. I don't know why, I just didn't. But that is a really good one if you want to learn more about how being vegan helps improve the environment, because the animal agriculture industry is really bad. It gives us a lot of like greenhouse gas emissions. It's responsible for a lot of water use. Like a bunch of grains and crops are being used to feed animals, which are then being killed for consumption, when those grains and crops could just be used to feed hungry people, which like that doesn't really make sense to me. Like, why would you give all of this food to animals to be killed instead of just giving that food to people who need it, because that's way cheaper, first of all. Second of all, that's like wasteful. Just I don't understand. But yes, things like that. So watch Cowspiracy if you're more interested in things like that. Once I got into, it was last year actually, I was in a speech and ethics class, and I did all my speeches and papers on veganism, so I also learned a lot more about health facts, environment facts, helping world hunger, things like that. So summer after freshman year was just like a year, or not a year, but like a few months of like learning for me, and so it was very interesting. So I started my sophomore year, and I had kind of tried to start eating more vegan, just kind of eliminating more animal products from my diet. And I had done this like maybe at a week at a time, a few times in the past when I was still vegetarian. And I found every time that I like felt better when I ate vegan. I just feel like I could eat more and feel like better instead of feeling like heavy and crappy. If I was like preparing for something I knew I wanted to like look good at, like if I was going to a Darty, or like I went to Ultra Music Festival for the first time in 2016. Yeah, I like ate vegan the week before that, so I would, you know, like look good. So yes, this past August, I really was just basically preparing to just go full on vegan. And I decided that like if I started at the first of the month, like that was a good like commitment date for me. So I officially went vegan September 1st, Labor Day here in the States. So I'm actually coming up on my 1-year vegan anniversary, yay! And I have been loving it, honestly. It really has not been that difficult for me. I am very grateful I live in America, where we have so many vegan goodies, because I know in a lot of other countries they don't have as many fun vegan junk foods to try. And let's see, and being vegan in college really hasn't been a problem for me. I do have a full kitchen in my apartment. I had one last year, I don't have one again this year, and I like cooking, so it's like cheaper to buy your own food anyway and to cook at home rather than going out all the time. So it hasn't been a problem with me with that. And also my campus, I do go to a big school, but the food options they have are pretty veggie friendly. They have, you know, veggie burgers, they have like Greek food, Mediterranean food, just a wide array. Sometimes they have like tofu stir fry. Oh my god, it's so good. But yes, it's really great. I appreciate my school for looking out for us vegans and vegetarians. And I do know a couple other vegan and vegetarian people, so that's always just like fun to learn, or not to learn, but to meet and connect with people. And there's also a vegan club at my school, which I think it started last year, and I'm technically joined, but like I am so busy I don't really have time to go to all the meetings, but like the meetings are just like potlucks and everyone brings vegan food, and it's just like so amazing. So being vegan in college honestly is great, and you can help spread the message, and it's just like fun. So that is where I'm at today, coming up on my 1-year vegan anniversary. So that's pretty much all I have. I mean, it wasn't really too exciting when vegetarian, did more research, went vegan, but hopefully you guys thought it was semi-interesting. If you have any questions about my experience, feel free to ask them down below, or also share your vegan stories or vegetarian stories wherever you're at in your life, because I always think it's interesting to hear about other people's stories. So please let me know that in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.